The second you open your mouth to explain yourself, you have already lost. Picture it. The blame lands. A quiet insult at a dinner party, a questioning of your skills in a meeting, a partner twisting your words. You feel the heat rise in your chest. The stress hormones spike. Your brain screams that you are being misunderstood, that the truth is being changed, and that you must fix the record right away. So you speak, you clarify, you justify, you offer reasons, and in that exact second, you have handed them your life. Because the world does not judge you by the truth of your words. It judges you by the desperation of your delivery. The one who explains is the one who gives in. The one who defends is the one who accepts the other person's power to judge them. Niccolo Machiavelli, the master of power dynamics, understood a harsh truth that modern society has tried to remove from you. He knew that power is not about being right. It is about who holds the frame. And the moment you defend yourself, you step into their frame. You become the person on trial in their courtroom. Plumvin. But what if you didn't? What if when the attack comes, you did the one thing that scares a manipulator more than anything else? Most people go through life as emotional puppets. They are pulled by the strings of other people's opinions. Someone frowns, they apologize. Someone blames them, they explain. They live in a constant state of reactive defense, trying to prove they are good, smart, or worthy. It is a miserable way to exist. It is a slow choking of the soul. But there is a different way, a way of moving through the world that is so detached, so independent, and so mentally strong that insults do not just bounce off you. They dissolve before they even touch you. This is not about being cold. It is not about being arrogant. It is about a basic shift in where you find your reality. Today, we are going to look closely at the psychology of the non-defense. We are going to look at why your body fails you in these moments and how to override it with a strategy that Machiavelli would have whispered to a prince. I am going to show you how to flip the power balance instantly, how to make the attacker doubt their own sanity, how to use silence not as an absence of noise but as a weapon of mass destruction against someone's ego. But be warned, this requires you to kill a part of yourself that you have been feeding since you were a child. The part of you that begs to be understood, the part of you that needs permission. If you can kill that need, you become dangerous. You become untouchable. Let's begin. So why do you do it? Why, when someone challenges you, is your first instinct to provide evidence of your innocence? It starts in childhood. Think back when you were 5 years old and a parent or a teacher accused you of something. What was the only way to escape punishment? Explanation. I didn't break it. It fell. I didn't hit him. He hit me first. You learned that authority figures hold the power of judgment. And you learned that your survival depended on convincing that authority figure that you were good. The problem is, you grew up, but your mind didn't. You are walking around the world putting that authority figure onto everyone you meet. Your boss, your partner, the stranger on the internet, even your enemies. When you defend yourself against someone, you are subconsciously saying, "You are the judge. I am the child. Please accept my plea so I can feel safe again." It smells of weakness. And human beings, basic as we are, can smell that scent of surrender from a mile away. Machiavelli wrote, "It is much safer to be feared than loved." Now translate that to modern social habits. It is much safer to be respected than understood. When you rush to defend, you are putting being understood over being respected. You are saying, "Please get me. Please see my intent." But a king does not explain his laws to the peasant. A lion does not explain its hunt to the gazelle. The moment you start talking too much, giving reasons, showing texts, bringing up past events to prove your point, you have signaled that your internal peace depends on their agreement. You have given them the key to your house, and once they have that key, they can trash the place whenever they want. This is the trap of the self that needs approval. You believe that if you just explain it clearly enough, they will say, "Oh, I see now. You are right. I was wrong." How often does that actually happen? Almost never, because the attack was never about the facts. It was about the power. They didn't blame you because they wanted the truth. They blamed you to see if you would jump, and you jumped. The first step to becoming untouchable is to realize that the courtroom does not exist. There is no judge. There is no jury. There is only you and your view of reality. When you stop treating other people like judges, their attacks stop sounding like sentences. They start sounding like opinions, and opinions are just noise. So what happens when you don't jump? Imagine the scenario. Someone throws a verbal spike at you. You're being incredibly selfish right now. The old you would say, "No, I'm not. I did this and that for you yesterday. I'm just tired." That is defensive, weak, and reactive. Now imagine the powerful approach. They say, "You're being incredibly selfish right now." You look at them. You hold eye contact. You don't blink. You keep your face completely neutral. You let the silence hang in the air for 3, 4, 5 seconds. Do you know what happens in that silence? It is a psychological vacuum. The human brain is terrified of silence during a fight. It signals a break in the social connection. It signals that the other person is not playing the game. When you stay silent, you are reflecting their energy back at them. You are forcing them to sit in the tension they created. Usually, they will start to fall apart. They will speak again to fill the empty space. I mean, you're not always selfish, but just right now. Why are you looking at me like that? They start defending themselves against your silence. The power has flipped. This is the grey rock method taken to a high level. You become an empty space. An empty space cannot be attacked. You cannot punch mist. You cannot cut water. By refusing to provide the resistance of a defense, you cause their attack to pass right through you and make them lose their balance. This requires huge internal control because inside your ego is screaming, "Fight back, say something clever. You must tie up that dog." Machiavelli knew that the most powerful person in the room is the one who cannot be read. If you defend, you reveal your values. You reveal what hurts you. You reveal your buttons. "I'm not stupid," you shout. Now they know your insecurity is intelligence. "I'm not a bad person." Now they know your insecurity is your moral standing. Silence reveals nothing. It is a dark mirror. And when they look into it, they only see their own aggression reflected back, and it makes them uncomfortable. It makes them feel judged, which is ironic because you haven't said a word. Sometimes silence is not enough. Sometimes the situation requires words, but never defensive words. If you must speak, you never push back against the force. You pull it. You use the martial arts of conversation. There is a concept in dark psychology called agree and amplify. It creates a state of confusion in the attacker. If someone accuses you of something silly, defending yourself makes the silliness seem real. It suggests the accusation is serious enough to need an answer. Instead, you lean into it. You exaggerate it until it becomes a joke. Attacker. You are so obsessed with money. You're greedy, defensive. You. No, I'm not. I just want to provide for my family. Boring, predictable, weak, Machiavellian. You. You caught me. I actually swim in a vault of gold coins like a cartoon character every Tuesday. It's terrible for my back. You say it with a flat face or a slight, amused smile. What have you done here? You refused to be insulted. You proved you are not worried about the topic. You turned their serious attack into a joke. You established that you are the one deciding what is real, not them. This takes the weapon away from the attacker. They wanted to hurt you. Instead, you took their knife and started peeling an apple with it. It signals calm mastery. Calm mastery is the ultimate state of high status. It is the attitude of a parent watching a toddler throw a fit. You don't get angry at the toddler. You don't argue with the toddler. You are amused by the drama because you know you are safe. When you defend yourself, you are getting down on the floor and screaming with the toddler. Don't do that. Stand up. Look down. Smile. Robert Greene in the 48 Laws of Power talks about Law 25, recreate yourself. Part of that is refusing the identity others try to force on you. When they label you, they are trying to put you in a box. If you fight the box, you are still dealing with the box. If you mock the box, you dissolve it. You're arrogant. I prefer the term very confident but sure. You don't care about anyone but yourself. I'm working on it. I'll add you to the list of people I care about next year. It is sharp, it is dismissive, and it is incredibly attractive. Why? Because it shows you are whole. You do not need their approval to know who you are. A person who knows they are generous laughs when called stingy. A person who knows they are smart laughs when called stupid. If you are defending, it is because deep down you fear they might be right. And that is the internal work you must do. Let's go deeper into the philosophy of the interaction. Every conversation has a hidden structure. In a conflict, there is usually a judge and a defendant. The judge asks questions. Why did you do that? What were you thinking? Who do you think you are? The defendant answers, I did it because I was thinking that. Whoever is asking the questions holds the power. Whoever is answering is losing status. The most lethal trick is to simply refuse the role of defendant and take the role of judge. You do this by answering a question with a question, or by analyzing their behavior instead of your own. Them. Why are you always so late? Defensive. You. There was traffic and my alarm didn't go off. Losing. Machiavellian. You. Why does my arrival time affect your mood so deeply? Boom. Do you see the shift? Suddenly, we are not talking about the clock. We are talking about their emotional stability. We are talking about their reaction. You have put the spotlight back on them. Them. You're being ridiculous. Machiavellian. You. What makes you feel the need to use labels like that to get your point across? You are analyzing them in real time. This is very frustrating to a manipulator. They want you on your back foot. Instead, you are walking around them, observing them like a bug in a jar. It's interesting that you see it that way. Does saying that make you feel better? You seem very invested in this. These phrases are shields. They acknowledge the sound coming out of the other person's mouth, but they do not accept the content. It is a boundary, a verbal force field. You are saying this is your problem, not mine. Keep it. This is not just a technique. It is a spiritual stance. It is the realization that other people's views of you are none of your business. Their anger is their problem. Their disappointment is their responsibility to manage. When you defend, you are trying to carry their emotional bags for them. You are trying to fix their feelings. Stop it. Let them carry their own weight. Now for the strange truth. Sometimes the most aggressive, power-flipping move you can make is to agree, but not the way you think. This is not the agreement of giving up. It is the agreement of the deep end. Imagine someone is screaming at you. They are listing your flaws. They are trying to start a fight. You look them in the eye and say calmly, "You're right." And then you stop talking. "You're right. I am difficult sometimes. You're right. I did mess that up." This is the fogging technique. When you throw a rock into a thick fog, what happens? Nothing. No sound, no bounce. It just disappears. When you agree with an attacker, you steal their momentum. They are pushing against a door, expecting it to be locked. When you open the door, they fall on their face. They want a fight. They want resistance. Resistance makes their anger feel valid. Agreement cancels it out. But here is the detail. You must agree with the truth in their statement without accepting the shame they are trying to attach to it. There is a difference between admitting a mistake and accepting an insult to your character. You messed up this report. You're incompetent. Defense. I'm not incompetent. The data was wrong. Power move. You're right. The report has errors. I'll fix it. Notice what was left out. You didn't address the incompetent part. You ignored the insult and addressed the fact. You took ownership of the action, but not the identity. This signals huge confidence. Only a person who is sure of their skills can admit a mistake so easily. Insecure people fight to the death to prove they didn't make a mistake. Secure people say, "Oops, my bad," and move on. Machiavelli would call this disarming the enemy. If you lay down your sword, they look foolish holding theirs. It takes the wind out of their sails. It makes them look crazy and you look stable. And in the long run, history is written by the stable ones. None of this works if it is just a trick. If you are using these lines but your voice is shaking or your eyes are jumping around or your energy is screaming, "Please like me," it will fail. This psychology is 20% words and 80% body language and energy. You have to build the internal strength to support the silence. This brings us back to the shadow. Why does it hurt when they attack you? Because they are touching a wound that is already there. If I tell you you have green skin, you won't get mad. You'll think I'm crazy. You won't defend yourself. You'll laugh. But if I tell you you are a failure and you defend yourself, it's because a part of you thinks I might be right. The ultimate defense is not a talking technique. It is self-knowledge. It is looking into your own darkness, owning your own flaws, and accepting your own shadow. When you know you are capable of selfishness and someone calls you selfish, you say, "Sometimes, yes." When you know you are capable of cruelty and someone calls you cruel, you say, "I can be." You cannot shame a person who has already accepted themselves. You cannot expose someone who has nothing left to hide. This is what it means to be untouchable. It means you have combined the parts of yourself that others try to use against you. You become clear. The light passes through. The arrows pass through. You are no longer a fort that needs defending. You are the wind. So here is the challenge. For the next 7 days, you are going to play a game. The game is called no defense. No matter what happens, no matter how small the accusation, you are not allowed to explain yourself. If you are late, say, "I'm late." Do not give the reason. If you spill the coffee, say, "I spilled the coffee." Do not blame the cup. If someone misunderstands you, let them misunderstand you. Sit in the fire of that discomfort. Feel the urge to fix it, to manage their view, to be the good guy, and let that urge burn to ash. Watch what happens to the people around you. Watch how they react when you stop playing the game. You will see confusion, then respect, then a strange kind of pull, because people are drawn to certainty, and nothing screams certainty louder than a person who does not need to explain why they exist. You are reclaiming your energy. You are plugging the leaks in your soul. You are stepping out of the role of the child and into the role of the leader. The world will try to pull you back. It will try to bait you. It loves a reaction. Don't give it one. Keep your mystery. Keep your power. Keep your silence. If this philosophy connects with the darker, deeper part of your mind, the part that is tired of performing for others, then you know what to do. Subscribe, but not because I asked you to. Subscribe because you are done being a prey animal in a world of predators. The moment you realize that silence is a choice, you have already won the first battle. But what happens next? Most people think that being untouchable means never speaking, but that is a mistake. The next level of this mastery is about controlled speech. It is about knowing that every word you utter is a piece of your power that you are either keeping or giving away. If the first step was learning not to defend, the next step is learning how to direct the energy of the room without ever raising your voice. You must understand that people are not just listening to what you say, they are looking for the cracks in your armor. They are waiting for you to blink, for your voice to go up in pitch, or for you to look away. When you master the non-defense, you start to see that most human interaction is just a series of tests to see who is the strongest person in the room. To go deeper, you must learn the art of the observation. When someone tries to pull you into their drama, your greatest weapon is your curiosity, not your anger. Instead of feeling hurt, you look at them as if they are a strange animal you are studying in the wild. When they throw a jab, you don't feel the sting. You feel interest. You wonder why they are so desperate to hurt you. You wonder what happened in their day that made them feel so small that they had to try to make you feel smaller. This is the shift from being a target to being a witness. A target gets hit, A witness just watches. When you move through the world this way, you realize that most people are walking around with massive wounds, and their attacks are just their way of trying to feel better for a split second. This brings us to the concept of the high ground position. In any conflict, the person who stays calm the longest becomes the leader by default. It is a biological law. Our brains are hardwired to look for stability in a storm. When someone else is being hysterical, loud, or aggressive, and you remain like a stone, the eyes of everyone else in the room will naturally turn to you. They are looking to see if you will break. When you don't, you are handed the crown. This is how you win meetings without saying a word. This is how you end arguments before they even start. You are simply refusing to match their low vibration. You are saying without words that their chaos is not important enough to move your mountain.